If we think of that ham in a can, I think it's ham, I don't even know what it is spam. What are the positives and negatives of spam? Convenience. Is that positive or negative? Positive. What else? Cheap. There's another positive. What else? Especially to a college student. What else? Artery clogging. Woohoo! Let's have good health insurance. Yes. What else? Yeah. Spam, 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 spam. Yeah. Yeah, spam a lot. Never mind. Money pythons. I only know it because of my husband. But those kind of things. That might bring joy, though. Look, look. It's like, oh, yeah, that song. Oh, my gosh, it's so funny. But we have a brand. People in Hawaii, what do you think they think about spam? They love it. Why? Do you know the shelf life on spam? When I do some certain trainings for corporations, I hold the spam, and seriously, I've had this one can for 7 years, and it's still good. Good. I'm doing it to make a point. What's your brand? How are you choosing to show up in the world? You know, so often we're looking at, oh, so-and-so, oh, so-and-so, I can't believe so-and-so, oh, so-and-so has this, I don't have this. You know, check yourself. How are you showing up? Because we can't expect others to change if we don't look at ourselves and be the change, right? Gandhi. You know? So what are the things that you think that you could do today, starting right now, to clear some of that clutter? It's rhetorical. Write down 2 things. Write down 2 things that you can start today to help clear some of the clutter. Some might be mental, some might be physical. What are some of the things? So you're taking action, clearing some of the clutter. Now I want you to visualize what it is that you want more of in life. What is it that you want more of in life? Write it down. I'm going to teach you how to make that come true. Not this moment, but work you through that process to achieve it. What do you want more of in life? Last year, mine was, I want more time and money for fun and family. That was my want. I got it. Had to work at it. But every day, I had it by my mirror. First thing I saw in the morning, first thing I saw at night. What do you think my husband saw? Same darn thing. Guess what turned up on the mirror a month later? His desire. You only can change yourself first. He said, Molly, what happens in your life is just special. It's something just happens to you. You know, it's almost like he's saying it's like God and I have it going on. You know, we get it done. He makes it happen. Yeah, I'm just special. No. It's putting thoughts, words, and actions all together. But yet, so many times, things get in the way of that dream, that want. Takes that persistence, takes that thick skin, takes that communication. So what is it that you want? Share with me. What do you want? If you could have anything, what is it? Time and money. How many of you had one of those in there? Yeah. Yeah, good, okay. So there you go. When you want time and money, we have it as a want. You need to shift it to feeling of abundance and seeing and feeling that you already have it. How on earth do you do that, right? You turn it into an affirmation. First step. How do you turn them into affirmations? Anybody heard of affirmations?
Say, I have time.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of time.
Yeah, that's the start. Put the emotion in, saying, I enjoy having time. I am passionate about even giving money here. Like I have a giving and a receiving kind of thing, and I say how much I want to do it too. So I enjoy having money and time for family and fun. Underneath it, I have a SMART goal. SMART goals, taught in high school. Anybody remember it though? SMART, S-M-A-R-T, acronym. Gotta love them, right? Specific, measurable, attainable, timely. Oh, yeah, spelling too. Reliable. Just making sure you're still awake. Yeah. Reliable and timely. So we can say we want $1 million by next year. I enjoy receiving $1 million. Molly said I'm going to get $1 million. God, please provide. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. You need to put it through the SMART test. It needs to be believable in your heart, in your soul, in your average of 10. So when you get closer, you're telling those 10 people, and you know what those 10 people are saying to you? What are they saying? You can do it, keep going. I want 10%. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, because I was your coach, right? No. Those average 10, you cross those out, you kick those off. They're not on your bus for that. But when you put those affirmations in place with actions and you believe it to your heart, mind, and soul, darn straight it'll happen. But you know what happens? Monkeys in your brain. Seth Godin, marketing expert, brilliant. I told it to my son. It's a little thing we have. Monkeys in the brain. It's the fear. The fear. I'm not doing it. I'm failing. I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to reach my goal. Monkeys in the brain. They're getting in there and running all around and junking up your head. Kick them out. Kick them out. And you know what? That average of 10, have that common language saying, man, I got the monkeys in the brain again. It's a sign. Get in there, push them out. Your brain, your body, your temple, your control. Hard work. Hard work. So does anybody ever get angry? Just checking again, are we awake? Does anybody ever get angry? Now I'm like looking for it. I'm like, come on. Okay. Angry. If we have all those things to do, it sets us off quicker sometimes. If it's a certain personality that's a trigger, sets us off. I want you to think about what sets you off. What's your triggers? And again, you can use two sides if you need. It always starts with awareness. What are the things that are your triggers? I'll give you an example. As you're jotting down things, mine is people who say, you can't do that. We've done that before. Okay, breathe. Breathe. Where's my thing? You know, I get this like, okay, breathe, Molly. You know? Meanwhile, those people who are saying you can't do that, we've done it before, I'm driving them nuts. So write down those things that are triggers. What are those things that are triggers to you? All right, so our triggers. Do you have people and things listed? How many of you have some people traits, like character traits? How many of you have certain things that trigger you? Okay. I want you to look down there and see if you can assign any names to those character traits. You knew it. It was leading, wasn't it? I'm leading us there. And then you go home, it's like, what did you do tonight? Here.
Do we throw that person off the bus?
It opens conversation because I'm going to give you some skills to help you have those conversations. Oh. Yeah. All right. So when you have that emotional intelligence, what is it? Have you ever heard of emotional intelligence? Have you ever heard of IQ? What does that measure? IQ is what? It's your intellect. It's your what you know. Emotional intelligence, companies are hiring for this. So if anybody's looking to get back into the job market, you want to make sure you have this question tight. They will hire over this, over your IQ, because they can train you on whatever it is they need to train you. Emotional intelligence is the hardest, close to impossible thing to train, because the only one that can really work on that is you. Emotional intelligence is the fight or flight response. You have a certain part of your brain, that the amygdala, that when you see a snake, what do? You scream, you run, or if you're my son, he's like, oh, I think it's that kind of snake. Let me pick it up. But but typically people scream and yell and run. Reaction versus thinking, oh, that's a corn snake. Emotional intelligence is the same way. When you identify your triggers, it helps to stop it in the track, knowing that when you are actually going to be agitated before you actually take that aggressive next step. What could be some of those aggressive behaviors? Or emotionally unintelligent behaviors. What are they?
Yelling.
Yelling. That's the most common one. What else? Not listening. Excellent. Ignoring. That's a part of not having emotional intelligence. Absolutely. And that's sabotaging. What else? You're advanced. You're good. Yeah, because you have those who want to, oh, if I ignore it, that'll get her even more, or him even more. It'll. So emotional intelligence can take many forms. We can't always control other people's emotional intelligence, but we can do what happens when we are approached by it, and we can also what we can do ourselves. We're triggers to many people because I use too many words. When people are stressed and I'm using lots of words, that helps them to lose their cool, because they just want it what it is. Cut all the fluff out, Ma. So I have to adapt. It's me, not them. It's me, because that's the only thing I can control. I'm using me as an example because I'm the only one that I know the best, and you know yourself the best. So when you look at emotional intelligence, it's measured. It's a science, Daniel Goleman. But if you look at it, it measures on awareness, social skills, flexibility, emotional control, and optimism. Those are the 5 anchors that I would love for you to really reflect on. How do you model those behaviors? How do those that you surround yourself with model those behaviors? How can you open up the conversation to discuss how can we build our relationship? Because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, I bet you people aren't jumping up and down, yay, 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 let's give up on this. We've already put 20 years in. Let's hope that's not the case. You want to work towards a common goal. Focus on what it is that you want. I have a friend who does, every 5 years she gets remarried to her spouse. Why not? And she's like, but that's a check-in point to say, hey, how's it going? What's the next 5 years going to be like? You know, so when we plan for what we want our future to look like, it helps us to plan what it is. It's Napoleon Hill. It's another thing that where you say you're going to be 5 years from now is exactly where you are. Case point, everywhere I said that I want it to be, I have been. I can't explain it. It's just the way it is. Well, I can explain it. You know, it's intentional. It's intentional. So look and see where you are. See where your family is. Educate everybody on this. Because when you have that common language, that's where you can move forward. And active listening, guess what? Americans are terrible at this. Here is something that is a strategy that I would love for you to practice yourself, because that's the only way that you get better at it. But you listen, acknowledge. It's like, yeah, so what I hear you saying is this. Do I understand you right? You know, so you're clarifying. So what is it that we can do? Because don't assume that you have the solution. We want to fix things, right? We're fixers. We can fix the world. No. We want to deliver service. We want to deliver happiness, but the happiness might not be their happiness. So ask them, what is it? What motivates you? What makes that happy? What is it that you want to do? Find that solution. And then follow through. You know? And say, you know what? Did that work? You know, was that a good solution? Because guess what? Things that get rewarded get what? Starts with an R. Things that get rewarded. Pavlov's dogs. Is that helping you? Positive reinforcement, right? Yeah. Repeat it. Things get rewarded, get repeated. Again, there's a lot of these mantras that I'm throwing out tonight. And lots of people say, okay, I have Molly on my shoulder, Molly on my shoulder. But eventually I get off, and you're just you. And that's cool. Because guess what? You'll love you. How many of you, raise your hand if you love yelling? Well, you might enjoy yelling for a minute. But afterwards, you know, typically it's not a joy that people have. Then why do we do it? You know, it's stopping and awareness, right? It's that emotional intelligence, by darn. Can I just have the amygdala taken out? No. It's a part of our blessing of being human. And we're all works in progress. And I think we all need to keep that in our heart. Because every day is a new day to be a better self. With that said, I will be up. And I can sign books if anybody wants books or anything like that. I have children's books. I have 4 children's books, and also the 5P philosophy, which helps you to look inward as you develop outward. Because this is what this is all about. Life isn't easy, but it can be joyful if we choose to look for the ways to make it joyful. So thank you all for having me tonight. Yep.